'cause you never show. You say you.
Hey everyone, so welcome back. So we decided to share with you our experiences with Spoonfulone and Readysetfood. So if you're not familiar with those, they're early allergen introductions. And I know Ari and me specifically, was very concerned about allergies in Paxton. And so when we started introducing him to foods, that was always a big concern of mine, which is why we chose to do Spoonfulone and Readysetfood. So a quick overview of both of them is what they do is they introduce allergens. There are slight differences that Ari and I will go over between the two products. So basically it just introduces the allergen in small amounts, and then you give it to your baby over an extended period of time every single day so that they get continuous exposure, because again, from what they claim, what studies have shown is that if you introduce them early on and continuously, it prevents and keeps children from developing allergies. So that's why we started it.
But neither one of us is condoning you go out and try this without first talking to your pediatrician, and obviously also maybe doing your own research. We did quite a bit. So the first one that we're going to talk about here is Readysetfood, I guess. It comes in, well, first it covers milk, eggs, and peanuts. And it comes in a little box like this, and there are little pouches, so it's just a dissolvable powder. This is the maintenance phase, the one that we've got here, but this exposes your child to one allergen at a time. So you start with, You start with milk, and then once you go a few days with just milk, then they add the eggs into that mixture, and then add the peanuts into that mixture as well.
And then the Spoonfulone, so this is an example of the Spoonfulone. So the Spoonfulone, it introduces you to a whole, I think it was 13 different foods? 16, so I'll read them to you. So cashews, pecans, pistachios, hazelnuts, walnuts, peanuts, almonds, oats, eggs, sesame, soy, salmon, shrimp, cod, wheat, and then milk. So those are the allergens that this particular product introduces you to. And unlike the Readysetfood, this one, there is no titrating up. There is no one food at a time. You just start with the maintenance phase. You get all of that from the get-go. The nice things with Spoonfulone is, when you have a baby and it's still drinking milk, you can put the powder and dissolve it in the milk and give it to the baby via bottle, or you can mix it in with food. And then when they start to eat finger foods, then you can get puffs. So you can get puffs with banana and strawberry flavors, and they come in little pouches like this. And then we don't have and have never tried, but then when they outgrow the puffs, or if you want to, once they can eat more crackery things, there's oat crackers that you can get for them as well, that they can eat, as opposed to having the powders or the puffs.
So both of these are organic, so that obviously is nice, and obviously, like we said, there's differences in what the products are that you can get from both of these, but they both do start with these dissolvable powders.
And then, so the way we did it for Paxton is right around when he turned 4 months, we started with the Readysetfood. The reason we started with the Readysetfood was, one, because I was just so nervous with even just starting this. I mean, I was really paranoid about allergens, introducing them. So this was a little overwhelming, because I was like, oh my gosh, that's all the major allergens like in one pouch. What if he's allergic to all of them? So I didn't want to do that, so I kind of needed baby steps. So I started with this, since it introduces the three main ones, the eggs, the peanuts, and the milk, each individually. Well, one at a time. And so that's why we started with this. And then once he was on the maintenance phase of that's when we switched over to the Spoonfulone, and then now he's continuously taking the Spoonfulone. And then, so originally, like I said, we started with this and we just mixed it in with milk. So Paxton is exclusively breastfed, so it was a struggle getting him to take a bottle. We actually ended up having to put it in like a little medicine syringe and squirt it in his mouth because he just would not drink the bottle. But then it was also, like I said, he was 4 months, and that was when we started feeding him solids. And once he was eating, a decent amount of solids, we just mixed it in with the baby food, and it was a lot easier. So if you do have an exclusively breastfed baby, you might run into that at the beginning because they may not accept the bottle. So you might just want to wait until they actually, take it from the spoon. And then, like I said, then we switched over to this, and by the time we switched over to the spoonful one, we were just mixing it into his food. Now we still mix it into his food. We put it into yogurt. He can eat the puffs now, it's just we still have a couple of these powders left over, so we're just using them up, and then we're gonna switch to the puffs. And yeah.
So that kind of covers what they are and how they work. And I think Natalie's going to go over the pros in a couple minutes. Maybe I'm just the pessimist in the group here. So I'm going to hit the cons first. So I mentioned in a previous video that a lot of these subscription services don't have the easiest to use websites. One of the cons about readysetfood is that I personally find their website a little bit difficult to use as far as managing the subscription. You actually have to email them to cancel the subscription. Now, I honestly don't know if that's the case with Spoonful One because we haven't canceled Spoonful One yet. But that kind of struck me as a bit odd, and it's just a pain in the rear. But the other thing is, and Natalie may chime in here a little bit because this is actually something she brought up, but these puffs, it's a small package, but it is packed, like it is full as far as I'd be used to buying like a bag of chips or pretzels or something that's, half air. And it takes him a long time to eat these. And by the time he's done, he's pretty much full. And they kind of lack any nutritional value, and they only have 30 calories. So if he sits there for 30 minutes and he chows down on this little bag of puffs, I don't know, maybe he's a slow eater. But it always seems like he's kind of full and is kind of lost interest in eating other things. So that is one thing to kind of pay attention to, just to realize that, hey, if you're going to go to this, we end up eating them or he ends up eating them in a couple of sittings. The other thing is cost. So when we first started talking to the pediatrician about this, honestly, he hadn't heard of either one of these, and he was just suggesting that we do it the old-fashioned way. But again, Natalie mentioned her paranoia, and we have in other videos as well. But trying to tell Natalie that she should just give him a little, dollop of peanut butter, that was really concerning to her. So when we went and started looking at these things, so readysetfood is $50 a month if you pay month to month, and Spoonful One is $60 a month. So you look at that and you go, okay, that's pretty expensive. They do offer a discount, number one, for first subscriptions. I think both of them do like 30 or 40% off, so that is helpful. And then the other thing also is that this is new. Spoonful One now offers like a multiple month kit. Readysetfood, I think there's a slight discount if you buy multiple months in a row, if you go to like a 3 or 6 month subscription. But it is kind of pricey for sure.
Now the pros, so the big one obviously is peace of mind. So one, we'll never be able to prove this obviously, but it's nice to know that, giving him this, obviously he hasn't developed an allergy yet, knock on wood, hopefully he won't, but it's, we think that maybe this did something, that our $60 a month went towards preventing allergies. But then the other part of it is, like I mentioned, all the ingredients that are in here, it made introducing him to new foods and allergens in particular easier. Because, for example, there's salmon in here. So when we made salmon for him, when he was eating the salmon for the first time, I wasn't completely, oh my gosh, he's eating salmon, is he having an allergic reaction? I was a little bit more calm because I'm like, he's already had it in the powder form. So it made introducing, the allergens a little bit easier once I gave it to him in, higher doses and in normal people food version. And then the only other thing that I'll mention is, because I'm sure you're curious, the taste of this. I didn't taste it, but I can tell you kind of what it smells like. So this one, whenever at the beginning, so when it was just the milk, it didn't really smell good. When it was just the egg, didn't really smell good. Then once you added the peanut, and then obviously the peanut is in the maintenance phase, it smelled very strong like peanut butter. So whatever you mixed it in, it just made it kind of taste as if you put peanut butter in yogurt or whatever food you mixed it in. So it definitely did not smell bad. And then the spoonful one, when you first open it and put it in something, as soon as it hits like any type of liquid, whether it be milk or the baby food, it has a very strong fishy smell. But after a couple of minutes and you stir it in, really it goes away. You don't really smell the fishiness anymore. To me, it smelled like a lactation cookie, so it almost smelled gingerbready. I don't know. It did not smell. It did not smell bad. I didn't try it, but that's again because I'm weird and I was worried I'd be allergic to sunlight in here, which I don't have any allergies. But yeah, so this is kind of our take on Spoonful One and Ready Set Food and kind of our experience. Now again, obviously we're not providing any medical information. This is just kind of what we feel about the product, and if you're interested in it, definitely talk to your provider about it and kind of get their take and if it's a good fit for your baby.
So thanks everybody for watching. Let us know if you have any questions, and until next time.